Right. No, I haven't gotten that far yet. Not gotten that far. There you go. Sorry, was grabbing coffee. It was taking longer than expected. Priorities, you know. Oh, it's a little warm now. A little bit warm. Oh, a little bit much. All right. Let's see what we got here. Um. All right. Are you out there yet? Waiting for my sound check. You guys are always on the ball, but today somebody's sleeping. Nero must be asleep still. It's all right. It looks like it's fine, so I'm just gonna go with it. Good. All right. Thank you. As I cough in your ear. Right. Perfect timing. Right. So I give you that big old cough. Um. All right. Morning's crazy. So Asher got to stay home today because he's at mom's house. She's like, "Oh, he's just unhappy." I'm like, "He's gonna be coughing for the next 2 weeks." I'm like, "He cannot take off that long." So he's home. Jin's actually home too. I just took a really funny picture of Jin and Melissa, um, sleeping. Melissa's, she was like, "Oh, I was coughing a bunch last night, and Jin's congested, so she's gonna stay home." I was like, "All right, whatever." I was like, "Fine, just do your thing. She's yours to watch." So nobody wants to go to school today, I guess. In the Caprice household is kind of what we're dealing with, I guess. Um, School is for I don't know. It's my day. All right, so let's bring it back. Going to this morning, obviously Philly Fed was just a monstrous number. 39, very good, versus the 24 expected. Unemployment, a little bit high, but I don't think it's a big deal. Oh, Evergrande. We haven't heard about Evergrande for a few weeks. Evergrande default is highly likely. Okay, sure. Um, I guess. I thought we pretty much all assumed that was happening already. Um, that's coming back out again, but whatever. And really nothing else. Let's see. Japan stimulus, right? Um, Japan looking to accept more foreigners indefinitely. Okay. Um, New Zealand inflation. So let's click on that real quick. Survey. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go to that yesterday, last night. Yeah. So interesting thing about that inflation expectation. And again, they don't really give a forecast on it. Remember, they raise interest rates and it's still 2.96. So kind of a big number, kind of a big deal, showing that if you raise interest rates, it doesn't squash it instantly. So yeah, they better get on the ball and start doing that. Besides that, more or less flat. I mean, things are starting to move. Um, Obviously, CAD is getting some weakness ahead of tomorrow's numbers. Again, seeing dollar weakness, pound weakness, obviously across the board. Again, you see dollar weakness here, kind of strength here, but it's kind of leveling out right now. So I wouldn't say there's any like major factors right now, probably besides Japan. Japan is the only one, and that's because of the stanzas down here. Um, IBM's not so secret plans to rule the world. Already move around. Okay, good. Yeah, so let's just dive into charts. I was showing Todd. Todd wants me to do a boot camp, and he wants to show something like a little bit different. So I think we're gonna do a Bollinger Band talk in December for like this boot camp thing that Nadex is putting together. All right, Aussie dollar. So Aussie from yesterday morning, we were sitting right about here yesterday. That one had already completed, hit twice. Didn't get a third one out of it, unfortunately. So I would say right now, slide this one back. We don't need this zone anymore. We can remove that. Let's take that off. I would say right now, I mean, this is definitely a level we got to respect. It got front run. We weren't able to get into it again. Problem is right now is we have this little group of sellers sitting right here, and we got this group of buyers sitting right here. So it's kind of a battle up back and forth to kind of see who's going to win this one out. Um, I'd say it's probably going to go up for a bit to kind of come up and test those guys. But again, I can see us this getting more into kind of a consolidation pattern at this point. Um, so I think really until we get across down, I don't think 27.33 would be really the next area I'm looking to do any buys. Um, and then probably I'd probably shorten this one since it's already been hit. Actually, if we bring it up to here, that kind of tickle that it's kind of dealing with that you know, the tickling of that kind of front right there. Actually, we can bring it down just to lower our risk. I think there's probably one more short left up in here. 'Cause again, decent run and then front run on it. We probably got one more little target coming out of that one. And again, look something along those lines. So, again, if you know how to set alerts, this would be one to set an alert, top and bottom, right? 72.98 or 72 33, top or bottom. Aussie yen. All right, so Aussie yen, we were talking about this gigantic area, right? We had this big area. It ended up slicing through and it actually used this 82.99, the 83 number, as a Harry Potter, right? We had the old level, it sliced through it like butter, came back up, grabbed it, and then continued to push down. This big zone, again, this was a gigantic level right there. Actually, I guess we could probably shrink it a little bit, but down to there. Um, Next one is solid. So yeah, it looks like it popped off of that. So yeah, it ended up going through. So we can remove that guy, remove this, came right back up to the same level. All right, so we're gonna steal this one. Move that back. Green. Let's throw this on here. Like that though. Hmm. Do you like those wicks? All right, here's a question. Yeah, it's a little bit early. It's Harry Potter off now. Let's clean all this back up. Um, there. Okay, there we go. Go. So that's kind of what we're looking for right now. Decent potential levels. And this one's not bad. Probably how they're going to draw it. Probably set up that way. 83.30 is probably what it's going to look like. And again, it's 50 with this. Don't need to take all the 61 risk. If it pops through the top, it's got room to run. There's no point in taking the additional risk if you don't have to. Let's see what that looks like. There, down. That's about 10. I like tens. Something along those lines. When we can pop back up again. So, here we go. All right, euro pound. So euro pound's driving back up again. I still think 84.33 is decent. Well, we got more than enough room to run. We know we got two hiccups a little bit lower, so nothing's really changed. This one's just retracing a bit. There was some UK data. I guess not UK, but like Northern Ireland. Um, so yeah, not much to say, right? We literally just found a bottom. Again, 3 o'clock European Open is actually right there is where it popped, and then kind of took off at 4:30. So I mean, you know, if you had really wanted to get into something at the European close at Open, it would have been right there. Right, would have been right there. Um, did not get into this one. I was asleep, thankfully, at that time, but it's moved 30 pips, so decent trade setup off the Open. We can mark it off for next time, but I think waiting for a short, I think is the best opportunity right now. Look at this one up top. Again, one more hit of this level, the old Harry Potter that we hit. Overall targets, though, have it come back down to this level. Right there, 83, 89. Okay, you're again. All right, so Yorian screwed this Harry Potter up for us. Again, we were talking about it yesterday, sitting in here, looking for, we knew we were clear all the way down, right? And then it kind of peeked its head out, came back up, kind of stopped you out if you got the entry in. Was really looking for better basing than that. And again, maybe you got in this one, maybe you didn't, but it ended up driving all the way down to our profit target, much lower. We're back at that level again, but at this point, and we've already kind of, I wouldn't say that this is lined up for another short. Um, at this point, it's already kind of gone past. I do like the bottom though. I do think marking this off at the bottom is probably a decent level. Like I said, it kind of pushed up, bounced, and then kind of even through this drama, it kind of made like a little bit of a front run. So I think that's an important level to kind of keep on your radar, right? But would I take another short out of here? No. Yeah, at this point, it's done. I'm trying to find like a new level up top. Um, in reality, let's see. We'll take this one off. We'll take. I mean, this is what it's going through right now. It's hitting this one, but that one's out. Um, hmm, probably level there. I want to pick this one so bad, but I think it's just a little bit too aggressive. I think that guy's a little bit too aggressive. I mean, it's done well. It's done well. It's done pretty well. Down, I'm not worried about. Maybe for maybe maybe a pop right there, right at that news release. Maybe. How much has it got to go? 40 pips. That could be a news trade. If you could get like a limited risk entry on that one, that could be a news trade. There could definitely be a case made for that one. Yeah, yeah, definitely could be a case made for that in news. I guess we'll stick it there for the aggressive traders out there. 130.10. Yeah, could be a news trade. I should take it along now. You're a dollar. So you're a dollar. One, two, three. Number four base. Then it popped through, and that was kind of using it as a kind of a takeoff target. Um, Problem with this one is we got that right there. We got this right here, and we got that right there. So I would say that it's a level. It's already had the pullback to the level. Remember, this was the downtrend set up on the 30 and 4 hour that we hit yesterday. But there's a couple different pullbacks in here that every one of them is going to turn it around. You can see this one turn it around. It's going to go a little bit higher. This one's going to turn it around. So it's unfortunately it's not the cleanest Harry Potter going up. Kind of hard because it definitely was a step all the way down. Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, all the way to the downside. So not ideal, right? Not ideal. Um, could we take that level again once it chops through this? We'll see how it goes through. Could it be a potential short? Yeah, it could be. Um, it's not bad. I mean, I like the original base, and again, grabbing that pullback is the epitome of how to trade these. Um, Yeah, it's got a bunch of chunk through. It's a nice trail all the way down too, right? How much is that pop on each one? I guess it was an 18 pip. That would have probably stopped most out. 18, 17, 24. It's 118 down. That was a nice run. Did not get all the way down to profit target though. Yeah, 113.80 I would say is probably pretty decent. I'd be cautious with taking it long here. Right. Like I said, I just think it has too many different areas. I think there's better opportunities out there. Pound yen, pretty sideways. So pound yen is minus 31, so it's it's well underperforming, right? No trend, not really a whole lot we can do with it. And again, it's literally just taking these bounces off top, running into sellers. Sellers are in here, right? But we know we got a couple sellers up top, and our profit target was sitting up at 155.23. So really, until we got to 155, we really weren't looking to do a ton, and it's just literally going sideways. We were sitting here yesterday, so right here at 10 o'clock. We're just slightly below where we were at 10 o'clock yesterday. So not really not really any trade opportunity in that one. So we got to move on. Um, this one turned right at 3 o'clock too. Mm, there's the turn. So close yet so far. So close yet so far. Nice pullback too. Let's see, that's dropping. It's a 45 pip runner. Nice, but we were looking for 135.28. I would say 135.28 is still valid. Right now, obviously, we're running into the sellers right here. Or I'm sorry, into the buyers right here. I would still keep this Harry Potter, alive. Like I said, it's sliced through, so we should be able to get the next one that it comes through. It's easier to adjust than it is to move. Okay. Break of 134.06 all the way down to 133.63. And again, it's just an area that price has really gotten into and finally broke through and tested off of. So the next one legitimately could take one more bounce, but again, we're looking for a clean break. So shorts at 135.28, shorts at 134.06, with eventual proper targets at 133.63. Um, dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we were looking for this to come all the way back down again. We got the spike in and it pulled about 2/3 of the way through before it kind of stabilized and pulled back up again. So most likely, if you didn't make a few pips on this one, you got stopped out at break even, right? You're not up 2 to 1 and then letting this one go back and kind of hurt you. So um, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So most likely stop out at break even or banking a few. What was that last one I just deleted? That's fine. I can delete that. All right, so we're gonna remove that. We're gonna leave this one up top. Um, this is that big 4 hour trade. I don't need that anymore. I'll take that profit target off. Those are fine. Yeah, is our next position up top. Whoa, gives that there. 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 All right, so we're looking for reversal at 126.42 all the way down to 125.97. Again, decent zone. You guys can see it right here, right? So we had the original zone formed. We touched it and went all the way down. We came and touched it again, and again, it's barely breaking in. I like how this is the ascending wicks, and then again ascension on this side, and the strong push down again. So again, it's a replay of an old trade, but I think we got one more hit at a dollar CAD. And I like this. I'm hoping we kind of slow down right now and kind of pull over. I like this trade for tomorrow morning. Um, I like the news here. Where is it? Here. Yeah, I like the retail sales number playing that one. Um, I'm hoping that the zone doesn't get blown up before then. I really like for this one to just to slow down and kind of meander over and then come right up before news tomorrow. I'd love to get short this one before news. I think it's going to be a good release for the dollar cat. Dollar Swiss really just pulling down. You guys can see we came up and kind of tagged that line, but we talked about all that. These are old levels. I'm going to remove these now. Let's take this zone here. Yeah, we're hitting these guys right now. Look at all these sellers, though. Those are nice sellers. These guys selling right up there. Oh, there'll be somebody that's like, "Oh, look, it hit the 50%." Yeah, it did. It hit the 50%, but look how small the actual. Actually, I guess the zone is there. There's your actual zone. Not all that big risk. Um, see how far does it? How far would it need to move? But it got it close. So that's about how far it would need to move off that level. 50% retracement off of that zone. Confirm once. We'll see how that turns out. Again, a little bit riskier because again, you are dealing with a lot of selling pressure. Yes, it is a reversal, but this is kind of an opening print kind of reversal. So I think that initial push right here, this 9 o'clock candle, it's kind of like, oh, just go, touch it, get me out. But again, at this point, as high as it was, I mean, it was 90% of the way up. You're obviously, you've obviously got. If you were in this position, you're not. There's no way you can lose money on this trade unless there's a gap. But you know, you've locked this one in. All right. Dalian. All right. I do this with Todd. I was messing around. Talking about where the 50% was, and it's kind of bouncing back and forth, but there's a level just a little bit higher. I don't actually like this one for a fib. I just don't feel that it lines up right. Don't love this formation here. Part is it's like there's sellers all the way up into there. Guys out. We can delete that one. The 15-minute charts just kind of drive me crazy. Like I'll drop down to them, but God, they drive me crazy sometimes. Uh, Again, that may be a little bit too deep, but I'm playing it on more on the 15 versus the 30. The 30 is showing me a little bit lower. God, it's such a different picture. Look at that. Such a different picture. It's a wall. A little farther up on the curve, a little bit better of a kind of pop and then a push. This one's decent, but again, it looks really, really ugly on the 30. This one you can still see on the 30. And you could actually refine it a little bit more if you wanted to. But yeah, so 114.75. Um, Bottom side, I think you still wait for this one to come down into this level. Again, this one is more set up for a Harry Potter. See what this one. This can just continue to grind up in the green. This would be a nice little target right there. 114.20. All right, let's go across to oil. All right, so oil continued to push at the open. And again, I thought it was going to continue to rise. Let's see, I'll remove this now. We can take this off. We can take this off. Take this, and this off. I think 80.29, and I'm okay with that. Um, Pretty decent move. With our strategic oil reserve. Talk about market manipulation, right? I would have liked. Let's see. So in there, a little bit shy. I'd actually kind of, with this one starting to fail right now. If we don't really kind of put, I mean, we just started this new candle, but that's a pretty decent pullback. If we can get like a single green candle and then we start to push down, I actually wouldn't be surprised if this one rolls today, the way that it's looking right now, right? I wish there was a better basing zone that it could have flipped off of, right? It would have been nice if there was something more decent that we could have taken a roll off of because again, this has been a straight up. Not that we can't do an up, right? But with it pushing up and just the concern, I would say that it's probably a decent short if we don't break through the top. If we do break through the top, it's going to 80-30. Um, we'll come all the way back up to the 80 number. We'll test. We'll probably test that level there, right? Um, but yeah, if we can put a lower high in here, I think that would be a decent trigger for a reversal back down into the 77 or 70, at least the 78 range, but maybe even potentially the 77.50 range. Um, I wish there was a basing right. I mean, like right, even right, like right in here, I'd be cool with that. I mean, I know that you can see there's something sitting there, but it's not. It's unfortunately not drawn like really the right way. Um, I like it, but I don't know. I don't love it. See if this holds. Yeah, I'd like to figure out how to get short oil. I think there's probably some a decent oil short in there. Natural gas, we're up 4%. Again, I was hoping to get up to the 505 before news. We got about 30 minutes on that one. It's getting there. It's close. It's close. Keep running. I think we can get up there. Um, Again, for an increase in supply. Although the being cold last week, I'm sure the forecast is off by a little bit, but there's expected to be a pretty nice supply increase. Um, it's already forecast in. Yeah, last time it was 7. It's 25 this time. So, like for this one, it's it's not a. This would be better if it was like supposed to be like a down draw because then they were expecting negative, so any positive would be a big boom. But right now, I mean, if it comes in at like 20, technically it's a disappointment, even though there's an increase in supply. It doesn't quite match what we're looking for, but um, yeah, this one's moving in the right direction where we were looking for it. Gold is totally confused. Big spike down, big spike up, big spike down, little spike up, and now we're kind of stuck here. So gold is more or less flat at this point. Again, we know this is the higher level time frame, but we'll remove it at this point. Let's go back to 30. Yeah, so kind of hard. Like you said, you got these lower highs in here, you got the lower lows. So I mean, it is. I guess it is kind of channeling, right? It is more or less channeling, but I would say, I mean, again, there's obviously buyers sitting right there. Um, that basing right there, and that's kind of what we bounced off of. So yeah, gold. Just look at on 30 minute up down, and it's like I know we're just into this candle, but that last one was an up down and just oof, ugly, ugly, ugly. Silver's down, it's up, down, it's stuck, and now what? It doesn't know either. Problem is there are levels right here too. Come on, silver. I don't know. It looks like the Bears want to be controlling this one today, but I would say, I mean, approaching 10:30, this one has every reason to go higher. Except that the market is just not having it right now. So, um, yeah, there's really not much we can do with this. I would take it long off that level. Love the racetrack down to 2407. That's a rough one. Again, this is an old level, so I mean, again, we Harry Pottered off of it the first time. That's why we're looking for the to take advantage of the racetrack. But we could get one hit off of this. We could see one little bounce. Like I said, it's only hit it once, so it's got one more trade in it. But we need to see a confirmation. We would need to see a springboard back off of it, not come down in base. So it's going to depend, right? But I mean, it's close. We're in close proximity. Well, 30 cents. But basically, if we hit it and bounce, then we look to go long. If we hit it and we start to base sideways in it, look to take this short. A drop below 24.50 brings us down to 24.20 ish. That's where our 1 to 3 target is here. 23.20. Yeah. So little 30-cent dropper. But yeah, the negativity is in. Um, Bitcoin is it? Wow, Bitcoin's dropping too. Back at 59. Back at 59. Running out of trading days very, very fast here. Running out of trading days. Ethereum's stepping too. Yeah, 4% for Dogecoin. All right, let's go over to the indices. So, wow, it's an interesting VIX candle. VIX is rising. Not good for the equities. Dollar index is flat. Let's go to ES. Yeah, I was wondering. I was wondering how that was going to look. All right, so your opening print is there. Fortunately, that one didn't quite get up to where it needed to be. Been a no entry, right? Would have been a no entry on the 15. It was close. It was close. And again, with that VIX rising right now, this one's got some support though. I mean, you got this over here. I mean, there's been a number of different buying stepping in here. So I would say look for a potential 10:30 reversal on this one. Maybe potentially bouncing off of this level right here, right? I'll turn this yellow. Again, just because of the timing of it, the 10:30 aspect of it. Again, basing, it did hit it and go. And again, not really a ton of new. The news shouldn't technically justify this much of a short, but again, on a technical basis, it tried. It was there, but unfortunately, at the open, it just didn't quite get up as high as it needed to be. Um, look at what mover's at. It's 12.5 points. It's a decent run. Yeah, I mean, probably. If you guys really need to trade, I mean, I would say that there's probably some in this one. Um, and again, playing that pure 10:30 reversal, we got what? This is delayed 10. Um, yeah, we'll see in 20 minutes. Ugh, excuse me. Ooh, NQ didn't really have any. I mean, if you're trying to draw a zone, there would have been your NQ trade. 9:30 was almost there. Did that one make a full 1 to 3 that quickly? Did. There you go. Look at that. Talk about an opening print on that one. That was a fast strike. That was quick. And we're a little bit below. Ooh, excuse me. We're a little bit below where we opened, right? Actually, yeah, there's your 930. We're just slightly below it right now. So down, right back up again, and we're more or less in the same area. So, man, look at the volatility in that. This one really doesn't have many zones either. I mean, there's a few, but really, this is worse. I mean, there's just nothing in there. I mean, I guess there's a little hiccup here. I guess I can't say it's horrible, but there's a little hiccup right here at 16,342. Huh. Yeah, I really don't have much on this one. Like I said, all that movement was like super early on, right? Super early on. Really had to go to the 5 minute to see it. Spiked, and now we're back in the same spot. So I mean, it says 0.49, but you can see where price is. I mean, technically it shows green over here, but it is down from where it opened from. Yeah, I would say right now, I mean, this one is kind of bracketed in, kind of sideways, not a lot of movement, but I would say more bearish than anything else, particularly with the VIX spike in. YM is a little bit farther ahead. Look at that. YM hovering at the 35,900. 915, 930 is over here. Oh, whoops, go to 15. Yeah, kind of did the pullback. It's kind of a hard one on that one. I mean, here's the 930 candle. It already started to roll. I mean, if anything, I mean, if you're drawing this one, I would say that this is probably more what you'd be drawing on this one, right? There's a tested level. It came down and it hit it. It hit at 7:30. At 8 o'clock, it hit it again. 8:15, then drove lower to 8:30. 8:45, it hit it again, and then it spiked up. With the spike up at 9 o'clock, you should have been looking more for a short, not a long, even though it was in a level. So had you pulled the trigger on this one early, right at the 9 o'clock time frame, you probably would have wanted to go long because it pulled in. But all it did is it pulled right back up. This would have been one of those ones you had to look at on a 5 minute as well. Yeah. See how the 8:45 it drove it in, drove it in, drove it in. At 9 started creeping higher right before the open. There's your level right there. Psychological number 35,900. Here's your 910, 915, 920, 930 was over here, right here. You'd already started to push down. So I mean, this one obviously went well past. Um, yeah, look at that, right off that 35,900. This was a tricky one. Look at that. We're gonna drive it down, but look, and the reason why you wouldn't have gone long is because again, the first hit at 7:30, then then popped, and then came back down again, and then up, and then came back down again at 8:45, and then came up again. So it had been punching through this level for a while, repeated attempts down. So yeah, would have been a nice little short. And again, your target would have been down here, 100 points down, but it went well past that. God, now I'm wondering where do we stop for this one? There, but there's nothing really until much lower. So yeah, I would say YM is not having the best of mornings. May this one may hold at 35,700 again, psychological number. To 35,682. The play in this one would have been short. I'd say yeah, it's funny. This one does not like the manufacturing numbers, and this one is honestly this one is probably it's probably more of a situation of it being too good. Let's see. Um, Williams, it's very hard to measure the natural rate of interest. Okay. Uh, yeah, probably too good of a number is what it is. So like, yeah, they're gonna act fast to crush this. So Yeah, tricky one. This was a little bit more not as cut and dry as the other one, but again, the repeated attacks on that area of demand, and then the spike right before the news open, or right before the market open. Yeah, definitely a nice short. I mean, if you're jumping in this one, or if you're in, it's the most negative of all of them. I don't know if we've taken the bounce or not, but again, with this big of a push down in price, watch for that 1030. There's probably a reverse. I don't know if it'll be this level or not, but there's something down here that is probably due for a reversal, definitely. And let's check Russell. Yeah, Russell's the same thing. Russell unfortunately spoke like spiked right above um, at that 9 o'clock window. 9:15, 9:30 actually was the peak. Again, great Nadex trade setup. If you're trading this with the Nadex trade stuff, actually, let me see. Was there? I'll drag this in so you guys can see it. So it doesn't matter which one you look at. You're 9 to 11. Obviously, that's out of you were in the middle, so you wouldn't have used that one. This one is right at the money at the open. It's kind of like, okay, kind of risky, right? Kind of risky. We're right there. Is there a little bit better? There's the next one down. You're like, yeah, we're a little bit more out of the money. Probably decent. Blew it out of the water. Just absolutely crushed it, right? Right. Next one, absolutely crushed it. A little farther out of the money, and then even this one. So talk about like absolutely crushing it, right? Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, how powerful those are going to be. Let's see. What do the knockouts look like on this one? Obviously, that one is. These are all reprints, unfortunately, right? Because that this one wouldn't exist. It would have been that. That's a little too far away. So yeah. So another scenario where the call spreads win the day on that one. But man, that one crushed it. Crazy, 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 crazy. Huh. Off. Use that one later. All right, so Russell was just banging it up. Let's see what natural gas is doing. Ah, you're gonna do this to me. Come on, natural gas. Come on. Again, remember I'm delayed 10 minutes on this one, but God, we need this to go a bit higher. Mm, natural gas. So what are the rest of the big boys doing? Stalling. Tesla down to that gap. How about that for a gap fill on Tesla? All right, maybe I'll go 30 minutes. I can't stand that one. Close here. We open here. Right down to fill the gap. PLT. Odds are moving. Odds are moving. Is it stuck? Yeah, so there's not a whole lot else out there, guys. Like I was saying, I mean, natural gas is kind of just we wanted more. Unfortunately, if it turns in this drama here, I'm gonna be mad. I wanted to go a bit higher, but it's not quite in the ideal spot. Um, Not much else we're gonna be able to do with it, unfortunately. Let's see, what are we doing with 5 minute? Oh, look at this. I mean, we could mark a level here, but we don't have really any. I mean, problem with this one is there's a level there and there's a level sitting right here. So natural gas is literally between a rock and a hard place. So yeah, talk about kind of an ugly scenario. Yeah, kind of an ugly scenario. All right, let's go ahead and do that giveaway. So Will won yesterday. So Will's going for 100. Everybody else is going for 25. Who do we get in here? Who are we missing? Look rather light here. I see Debbie. I see Will. I see Neuro. Yeah, because you won yesterday, Will. You won 50 pip chips yesterday, remember? Yeah. Look at Will. Will's like bragging now. He's like, oh, is it that much because I won yesterday? Okay. It's so funny. He's like, did I win yesterday? Is it 100 today because I won? Oh yeah, you're right. I did win yesterday. Oh yeah, I won again. I've won 8 times in the last 6 months. Look, Will is like the Conor McGregor walking out there, with the arm thing. Did I win yesterday? Is it 100 today? No, I know. It's so everybody's stacking it against Will now. It's like, oh my God, Will won, right? That's very funny. It's Will. It's 100 pip chips doing the arm walking thing. The meme. Yeah. All right. With that, I'm gonna close it down. Who we missing today? Marina, Debbie's in, Ernest is in. I feel like we're missing somebody. Normally it's 7 of you guys. Briggs is not here today. I feel like we're missing somebody else today. I don't know. My renewal bonus comes today. May as well spend it. Yeah, right. All right. Here we go. Let's see who takes it. Ernest and Will. Ernest is going big to kind of stop. Neuro's jumping in, so now it's 7 versus 4. A couple ones in there. Let's see, is Will able to take it again? I may even typed in rigged. If it, hold on, let's see. 8 ball is. uh, that's pretty funny. I'm just gonna say that's pretty funny. I just gotta say it. It's pretty funny, right? Is today rigged? Sure. Bam! Ernest wins it. All right, Ernest gets his 25. Now, Ernest did spend 30 pip chips to win 25. So at the end of the day, it was a psychological victory. It was not the best usage of pip chips, right? Will won 50 yesterday, so it wasn't like Will's really, he didn't really, you know, he used 30 pip chips. He got 50 yesterday, so he did well. He's still up on it in 2 days. Ernest is like, it's about being right, not about making pip chips. Ernest tried to buy the pot. That's all it was. Ernest was buying the pot today. Sometimes it's a psychological game. Ernest is winning. Ernest gets the psychological king. It's like, oh God, Ernest is going to bet big. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Again, watch natural gas. It's not really behaving right. It's kind of doing its thing. It's like, just don't build supply and demand on both sides of this one. Um, Gold having some issues too. Gold and silver just confused today. Um, they got tops and bottoms in both of them. So much consolidation. Look at this. Same thing. Consolidation in top and bottom. Um, yeah. And look at that. Look at Bitcoin dropping through to 58. I don't need to be on the 5 minute. I can see it over here. Look at that. Big candle. Big candle in the coin. It's like Star Wars. It's like Alderaan, right? When all the crypto voices suddenly went silent. At the end of the day, Will did not win. Ernest may not have won, but Will didn't. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. You guys take care. Have a good one.